Actually, what's really sad is that the bone arms are, I think, stronger than... Yeah, the bokoblin arms are stronger than the tree branches you get in this game.
Well, I mean, we're talking tree branches here. So, it doesn't...
Where'd your axe go? Did it break?
Yeah, I broke it.
Okay. Oh, look, and that little arm is molesting Link.
Here, I just want a piece of that ass.
I just want a piece of that ass, yeah. I'm sorry, I have to do it, Alex. I have to do it.
Your Boko shield is badly damaged.
Here, let me just swing that arm around.
Alright.
I wish I had a metal shield and I could parry the Guardian coming up here, but I don't
That looks
have
like Sid.
Oh, you're good at that?
I'm not really good at it,
yeah,
but...
I suck at it. I have no problem saying that. I am much better at doing the jump, the evade, and then slowing down time than parrying.
But I'd say I'm competent at it, but I'm not really great at it. I tend to mess it up a lot.
Yeah.
Hi!
Intruder alert. Intruder alert.
I'll just go.
You wouldn't hurt Ralph, would you? Yes, I would hurt Ralph. Ah, damn it.
Ah!
Ralph owes me cookies.
Who's Ralph?
I'm naming them.
Oh.
This is like Resident Evil, man. We named the zombies.
So we're naming the Guardians now?
We named the Yeah, we named the Guardians.
Boy, we're gonna have fun when we get to Hyrule Field.
No, those will just be like Big Bill.
No, you could name one of them Drax.
Nah, there's already a Drak in this game.
Oh,
Drax?
Drax.
Or,
she
yeah,
said.
or Drax or Groot or Gamora. Or I can go into the extended canon. We can go with Nova, Adam Warlock.
I mean, after all, they are Guardians, aren't they not?
Yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy. Except these Guardians want to kill us.
Yes. They're not really Guardians, more like Destroyers.
They were Guardians a millennium ago, but then Ganon came and everything changed.
Yeah, you're going to hear that a lot, people. A lot. I will also say, so the other thing that I want to address really quick is some people wanted to know our thoughts on the official placement of Breath of the Wild in the timeline.
I don't know. Does anybody really care?
We do
that
actually
much?
know what it is now.
Oh.
I believe it's official from Nintendo or from the creator, from Onuma.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the way that it works is that Breath of the Wild is literally at the end of every timeline. And I don't agree with that.
At the end of every timeline.
Yes. So the 3 timelines that exist, or are we at 3? Yeah. Adult, Hero Fallen, Kid. All 3 of them, Breath of the Wild is the end.
Yeah, but how could they link all together?
Oh, look. You
Don't
can
think too
have
hard about
square and round bombs. Yeah, so it's official. In fact, Brinton found this for us. That the placement is at the end of the timeline for each one of them. I don't agree with it simply because I really do think that this fits in between, at least, granted, here's a spoiler, I haven't technically finished Breath of the Wild yet. So the plot that happens at the end could change my mind, but this feels like it really ought to be placed between Minish Cap and Skyward Sword at the very beginning of the timeline. Because it makes more sense there, but that's me. So I'm just curious. Like, now that you know that, Alex, what do you think? Like, is it better for it to be at the end of each timeline?
I really don't know, because it's like, I think this is such an expansive series, and there's like 20 dozen spin-offs. It's like, how could you possibly forge any kind of timeline out of
I mean,
Zelda?
if Onuma is just trying to make it so that he doesn't have to adhere to Miyamoto's canon, then maybe I kind of get that. But I'm not there. I think it fits better as a prequel than it does as the ultimate sequel to everything that's happened.
Yeah, but I mean, we've had like, what, 50 prequels?
No, I mean, we like everything before Ocarina of Time is like 3 games. No, it's 2 games. It's Skyward Sword, Minish Cap, and then Ocarina of Time, and that's where the timeline splits. I mean, if that's Onuma's reasoning, okay, Great. He doesn't want to have to worry about all the canon that Miyamoto has put in place. All he wants to worry about is his own canon. And fine. I'm okay with that. But I still don't think it should be at the end of the timeline.
Amber. So now we can bring back dinosaurs.
Welcome to Jurassic Link. Well, I had to find a way to put it in there somewhere. I couldn't do Mr. DNA.
Why not?
Mr. DNA, where did you come from? From your blood. Oh, just barely. Remember, this is Legend of Zelda. Nothing moves as you want it to. I'm also just going to go ahead and say this. There might be some shrines where Drak has to come in and help Alex.
Probably.
Why? Because they're freaking frustrating. You know the shrine I'm talking about, Alex.
Oh, there's quite a few shrines. You want to be specific?
Specifically, the one that I was talking about was the giant... would it be a pachinko machine? You know the one I'm talking about, the pachinko machine one.
I don't think there's
the one where you have to rotate the whole table.
Oh,
To...
that one's easy enough to cheese.
I hated that one.
Yeah, but if you know how to cheese
Especially, here's a pro tip. If you're going to do that, don't do it on the Pro Controller, because that wonks out the motion controls even more.
Ah, got a needle in my eye.
Your resourcefulness in overcoming this trial speaks the promise of a hero.
Again, these Great Plateau ones should have had voices.
I don't see a real need for it.
I'm not saying that there's a need for it. I'm just saying it adds flavor to it.
Speaking of, maybe, should we get into the voice cast? What's your opinion on it? Do you think they're good? Do you think they're bad? A lot of people don't like the English voicing.
Okay, here's the caveat I'm going to put in there. Again, I haven't technically finished, so I haven't heard the voice of Ganon.
Well, he doesn't really have a voice.
Well, thanks for spoiling that.
There's real. I mean, come on.
And I've heard a majority of the champions, but I haven't heard one.
Which one
so
have you
far.
not heard?
That would be the Gerudo one.
Okay, you haven't heard.
I haven't heard Urbosa yet. But of the performances that I have seen or that I've listened to, I like the cast.
Yeah, I think they're fine.
And for a first attempt at voiceover in Zelda, I'm okay with it.
What the heck? Blow up.
It's made of adamantium. Didn't you realize, Alex?
Okay, I guess so.
Yeah, I don't really have a problem with the voice cast.
Oops.
In fact, one of the complaints that a lot of people strangely agreed with me on in my review was, yes, there needed to be more voiced moments.
Yeah, I would have liked a more consistent voice cast.
Because it's fucking Nintendo. Pardon my French. It's freaking Nintendo. They could have paid for that. It's Zelda. It's one of their hallmark franchises. You're telling me that you couldn't pay for a voice cast, yet you paid for a damn song in Mario Odyssey 6 months later? And
Well,
from what I've been told, you paid more for the song.
what, was it like a licensed song or a song
They
that
licensed it.
Okay.
They licensed it, so it's Nintendo of America. In fact, good luck trying to play New Donk City
Oh, jeez.
in Smash Bros. On YouTube. I've seen a lot of people get claimed.
Oh, yeah. There's another game that's having problems like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't remember what it was now.
And I love New Donk City, but like...
New Donk City.
But it's just like, okay, well, but you officially paid more in money just because you wanted to license it worldwide. You paid more for a song than you paid for a voice cast, both Japanese as well as English. Well, I'm not even getting into the other languages that probably got voices. How?
There's a...
How could you not pay for more time?
Well, if I had to kind of render, say, maybe a rationale for it, it's maybe like, okay, they wanted to be a little sparing with the voice acting to kind of keep the fantasy immersion alive.
Okay.
Because, you know, obviously they could have done voice acting like years ago, right? But they always
they could have, yeah.
But they always kind of kept it to like, you know, sounds and mumbles.
Yeah.
You know, like Zelda's like, in like Skyward Sword, Zelda's like, or something like that.
She's more like,
you know, to kind of keep this essence like, oh, there's a fantasy language being spoken, and they wanted to...
And by the way, there is no knocking Skyward Sword Zelda. Do you understand me? We do not mock her. She is the best Zelda.
I like her design, actually. She's really cute.
Oh, no, she's great on all levels. She is as far as I'm concerned, she is the best freaking Zelda. Nobody's going to tell me that otherwise. It's just unfortunate you have to go through those damn voice controls! Or motion controls!
Course bee honey.
Course bee honey.
The bees! Oh no! They're pissed off and they're coming after me!
Hey, look, it's Lincoln's cage. What, that doesn't get anything?
Oh, a cabin in the woods.
Nothing ever bad happens at a random cabin in the woods.
Much like that movie, Cabin in the Woods.
In fact.
Spicy
pepper. We are going to need these.
Oh.
So I already know who this is, so the old man's
diary.
Shall we peep? On this desolate plateau, the only pleasure that brings me comfort is cooking. And today I outdid myself. Truly, I created the perfect dish. I call it spicy meat and seafood fry. This recipe not only restores health, but it also keeps me warm, even when traveling in the snowy mountains. With this dish on my side, I no longer have need of that itchy warm doublet. I do not know how I allowed this to happen, but it seems I forgot to write down a very important recipe. Dumbass. I know it contained raw meat and spicy pepper, however, I simply cannot remember what else I used. My age is catching up to me. Sadly, on this lonely plateau, I have only my own knowledge and memory to rely on. Still, if I did find someone who knew the missing ingredient, I would happily reward them with my warm doublet. However, it seems unlikely that such a miraculous wish will ever be fulfilled. That, and there's like 5 other places where you can get a warm doublet in this game.
Yeah, actually after a while I don't even bother with the doublet, I get the Rito gear.
Yeah, actually you make the better choice, because the Rito gear's better.
Yeah.
Because it covers more parts of you.
Oh, I can't carry any more items. But let's do a little cooking. A potlet.
And yes, for the record, Skyward Sword will probably happen on this channel at some point. I'm really hoping for a Switch remastering that takes the motion controls out of it. I know I'm hoping beyond hope, but can we please?
For which one?
For Skyward Sword.
Spicy
Alright.
fruit and
Never
mushroom mix. That gives us 8.5 solid minutes of...
Which is good, because technically you have 2 shrines that can be reached. But yeah, 2 shrines that can be reached via winter weather.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, old man. Yeah! Yeah! Oh, fancy that! So we meet again.
What are you doing?
I thought this tree here might make for some good firewood. However, getting a tree to fall exactly where you want to is quite an art. The trick is to turn your hips so that they face where you want the tree to land. So, I see you found my axe. Why not help me and give a few swings?
And my axe.
I'm working up quite a sweat here, but these bones could use a break.
Actually,
Do we have an axe?
yes I do.
Yeah, we do. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and do it. Except we're gonna do it with the one tree that matters. This one.
Timber. Knock you over too. Oops.
Yes, placement does matter in this
It really
game.
does.
It really does.
Yeah.
Because if you screw it up, then
Oh,
you're gonna have that happen.
Link died and Calamity Ganon reigned supreme.
Until Link bought a house.
Oh. Return of Ganon.
Until he retired and bought a house in the woods.
It's gonna happen. I'm gonna do the house quest in this.
Do you want to know what's really silly though? There's actually a lot of people now making the argument that we don't need another Zelda game after this.
Come on, guys.
I disagree with that. I want another Zelda game.
Yeah, I want one too.
I'm never gonna be set. Like, let Zelda go on as long as it's gonna go on. Because here's the thing, like, Breath of the Wild is a good game. I'm still gonna say I do hold a couple of other Zelda games higher than it. And I actually would love to see a much more plot-driven Zelda game on Switch. I really would. Because I know that they can do it. I know that they still have a lot of the amazing writing team that has been working on Zelda for a couple of years now. I'm glad that exploration fans like Aaron, Ego Raptor got what they wanted. But now I want what I want, which is like a more plot-driven one. Uh-oh, your Boko shield, it's badly damaged, Alex. What on earth will you do?
Change the potlet, I guess.
I guess. There we go. Why don't you grab an apple? Then you can be Johnny Lincoln Seed.
Johnny Lincoln Seed.
I'm just going to find as many ways that I can put Link into this. Oh, the other... actually, so speaking of the voice cast, I actually have a question for you, because I've been seeing a lot of this coming up and some good discussion on it.
Okay.
Should Link have been voiced?
I'd say yes. I can't see a reason to not have Link voiced.
I can see that point of view. I'm not there. And the only reason I'm not is because of I'll even admit it. It's a selfish reason. I'm used to the fact he isn't voiced. I knew this was going to happen over the years. I knew that if he stayed silent long enough, I wasn't going to give a crap if he ever had a voice ever again. And that's where I'm at. And I've seen a lot of people who's like, well, that's a dumb reason. Not really.
Well, at the beginning, did you always wish he had a voice?
At a point, yeah, I did want a voice. Especially during like Ocarina of Time. I really wanted a voice for Link because I wanted to have him actually have interactions with the people who are telling the lore of Hyrule to him. But it's been so many games, I don't know if I ever need it to happen. That, and I'll also admit I'm kind of worried that, we had the whole hubbub with Metroid where Samus got a voice and everybody hated it. I didn't, but that's just because I knew what they were doing. And so it's like, okay, I just don't want to have another hubbub like that.
I guess that's the problem you'll run into anytime you... Whoa. Yeah.
Hey, that actually worked. Oh, you could have grabbed the apples.
Anytime you voice a character who's been voiceless for so long.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know some people were like, well, Mario's been voiced. Mario's voiced, but...
Well, Mario's voice is...
Yeah, exactly. Like, Charles Martinet is given very little to work with. In fact, I've actually heard Charles Martinet, aside from dealing with, like, Nintendo fans, when it comes to actually the job of Mario as a voice job itself, he hates it.
No, he loves it, man.
Well, hear me out. The reason that he hates it is because it's so short in what he actually has to do, because all of it is just like, ha-ha, woo-hoo, ah-hee, and he wants... I've actually heard him in interviews say, like, I'd love to have a line as Mario. Aside from it's a me, Mario.
I think that hardly translates to he hates it.
Oh, no. I'm not talking hate with a burning passion. But I could see his kind of point of view. Like, it would be cool to get, actual other lines from him. I mean, he's still around, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I just saw him last summer. I saw him last summer.
I have to think about it because, he is getting up there in years.
He was here.
I mean, somebody had to correct me that Jim Cummings is still working. And I'm like, didn't he retire?
He was just Winnie the Pooh again in Christopher Robin.
Oh, and by the way, poor Jim Cummings.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, didn't he?
He's getting Me Too'd by his ex-wife.
I can't believe that.
And what makes that even worse is that this is basically divorce court getting drug out into tabloids.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's a lot of celebrity marriages. They get really...
Oh, yeah. Celebrity marriages end horribly.
Yeah.
But this is just like, okay, this isn't just the divorce lawyers making this bad. It's, because it's the ex-wife who is now making accusations of Jim Cummings that, A, don't make sense, and B... I'm just going to ask this as the mom. Do you have your two daughters accounted for here in what you're doing? Because all you're doing is basically getting TMZ to go harass them.
Yeah. TMZ.
Yeah. People can agree or disagree on the whole Vic situation, but I think we're all pretty much in agreement. The Jim Cummings situation is just absolute bullcrap.
Yeah, probably is.
Yeah. Because it's just divorce court being brought out to a public space.
I don't know if I can make it.
Oh, you're wow.
Oh.
You should not have made that.
Well, that's what's nice about this is the
Oh, damn.
oh, damn.
Oh, damn.